Hello there, everybody. This is Alex from Hardcore Guys, bringing my run of Batman Return to Arkham Asylum on hard difficulty, no upgrades. Today we're doing part 8 entitled Joker. It's finally time for the last main mission of the entire game. It's finally time to go to the party and end this absolutely horrid night that Batman has to suffer through, which is usually kind of pretty common for him. Either way, so, final boss, you know the ropes. If you're interested in what I'm doing next, which I don't blame you, check probably, I think this video itself is like 12 minutes. So check around like the 12 or 13 minute mark, and that's what I'll do. When you see the wallpaper show up, that's when you know I'm talking about, what's coming up. So, because I get it. But for those that want to watch the whole thing, let's do this. These guys will let you in, I'm pretty sure, without beating them up, but I didn't want to wait, and I was like, you know what, as funny as it is the first time, I just want to get through it. I think I feel what Batman feels right now, except only like a fraction of what he probably feels every day, and that's just, man, I'm tired of these guys. Likely you don't have to fight these assholes, which I wonder if they don't show up in the fight themselves. I don't think it matters. So, fun fact I found out about this. You'll see it happen later. Well, right there, that was just an iframe jump, so I got really lucky. That's what I meant. I was talking about that, I think, like 2 videos ago, where if you do happen to do an evade dodge on an enemy right before a Titan hits you, you can actually get huge iframes from it. So, that helps out a ton. Once again, if you happen to hit them, any of the Titans 3 times, and do that little knockback thing that does damage to them, they'll do the shockwave, allowing you to get free knockdowns, which I think I got like maybe 1 or 2. Also, enemies, if they know that the Titan's about to do something, which they're a lot more aware, seemingly, I think it's just, AI programming. When they're a lot more aware about what's about to happen, they'll end up not doing anything, giving you essentially a free hit. And also, it doesn't hurt to kind of keep Titans stunned for a bit and let them just kind of do their thing. That way you can beat up any guys that might be around the field, so, yeah. But I don't know if the party goers, if that entire fight in that tunnel, like if they show up in the... Like if you defeat them there, do they not show up later? I don't think that's the case. I think it's just everybody shows up anyway. But it was weird, because when I was fighting Joker, I had a second wave when there really shouldn't have been a second wave, so it's very possible that might have actually been the case. I'll point it out, and you guys will be like, that is weird, so... Because I don't remember that, but then again, I don't remember apparently much about anything. I just kind of go through these games, and what I remember is what I remember. So, end of story. But honestly, this is probably one of the easier Titan fights, even though we don't have access to electrical gates. I don't know what it is about it. Probably because there's just less enemies. I think that's probably what the case is. Because usually whenever you knock these guys down to, like, there's, like, both of them, when you ever knock them down a health bar, enemies will spawn, I think, for both when they're down, or something like that. It's weird. I don't know the specifics dead offhand, but they do spawn new waves every so often, so there's that. And luckily the Titans stay stunned for just long enough to where you can actually get some nice things going. That's why I knocked him out there, so I can get that shockwave. Or why I specifically went for that, which thankfully the shockwave itself does actually keep enemies down on the ground for just long enough. I about ate the floor there again. But yeah, this is the second to final fight. It's a Titan fight, and for those that have never played Arkham Asylum, you can probably guess by the boss fights alone in this game, the Titans themselves, what possibly the final boss is going to be. And no surprise, Titans. Well, the good news is, at least this isn't, the final fight of the entire game, because that would be kind of extremely boring. I know that people don't really like the Joker fight, and I don't blame them. But I'm one of those types of people that enjoyed the Atlas fight from Bioshock 1. Having a final boss in a game is always kind of nice to me. It still makes it feel like it's a game, rather than just the game just sort of ending on a go beat up a bunch of mooks, and there you go. Because usually to me, like, a game is... I mean, a game can be anything, but having a final boss is a good way to kind of just indicate that, yeah, you've done it, you know, you've accomplished everything. Put your real test, or put your real power to the test, even though Joker himself doesn't really even do that, to be honest. Yeah, Joker's just a glorified extra fight. Dude even really attack you, to be honest. It's just... Yeah. But then Arkham City has... Technically, Clayface, I guess, would theoretically be the final boss, right? Something like that, I guess. Technically. Well, at least Arkham City has a lot more boss fights going for it in general. You know, Raish has a fight himself, and most of the side quest not really goons, but the side quest villains typically have some boss fights of their own, so I guess that's, you know, one thing that you could argue that City does better, which, yeah, I mean, the boss fights in this game are just okay. But the Titan stuff does get kind of old, and I'm a firm believer of that as well. I'm not going to complain about it the entire game, but it's just, yeah. I don't mind fighting Titans, it's just I wish it really wasn't this often. Like, maybe once or twice, or just throw them out and, like, I don't know. They were a little bit overused. Maybe 3 times is, like, the max. Because I don't even think City even throws them out that much. You get one in Penguin's area. I know that. I remember that. Bane, I don't think you really even fight Bane. You just kind of throw a battering on it, I think, don't you? And you knock him in his thing or whatever. I don't remember. But once we get to Arkham City, I'm not going to be doing that side quest stuff much anyway. Because I do plan on doing Arkham City. I'll talk about that at the very end for those that might have skipped ahead. But yeah, once the Titan's down, the game actually just says, screw it, you won. So, I took my advantage. Alright, time for Joker. You know how it goes. It's just a big, giant nothing burger. He swipes around for a little bit. You dodge him by running, essentially. He tires himself out. All tuckered out, like the cute little boy he is. And then I put down an explosive gel because I want to try to knock them into the walls, and just in general just knock them down regardless, which, thinking about it now, it would have been smarter if I went to a electric wall, like if I was closer to one, and then activated it, or put explosive gel near a wall, which I do eventually, so that way I could have a higher chance of knocking them into the electric field. But you'll see what happens in the second wave. Once Joker goes down a health, you'll see that happen. By the way, the exploding teeth, you don't need to throw a battering at them to explode them. They just kind of fall up to you, and then they laugh, and then they just blow up. So it's really not much of anything, honestly. So, yeah, just... If you don't want to waste time throwing a battering, because this game is pretty reactionary, you kind of have to, you know, react to things. So if that's too much to do in that moment, like you got somebody about to counter or whatever, just do that instead, and then just let the thing blow up on its own. Dodge it, all that fun stuff. But, like I said, I know this fight does kind of suck, but thematically I do like it. I just the idea of, like, fighting Joker at the end and just having him as, like, a technical final boss, it makes a lot of sense for Arkham Asylum, and plus with the way the story was going anyway, it makes sense for him to have Titan in him. So, you know, I don't know, I let it kind of be. Don't mind me putting more down. I was just trying to think of, like, good spots for it and stuff, and try to figure out if anything works. I unfortunately did not get the red suit guy to get hit by electrical fence, but unfortunately also the gun dude. One of those little bastards got a gun out, and I accidentally hit the electric fence, because of course I would. And unfortunately this is not like... Which one started? Or City? Where you can dismantle guns? Yeah, I think so. You know, the more I talk about it, like, man, they really did upgrade the combat in City, didn't they? Goddamn. But then I would argue they kind of just, not really flatlined, but they didn't really go too crazy in later games. But I think right here is, I think what happened with that second wave is I think I just missed my chance to get Joker, which I was going for it right now, but then he just turns around and spawns him, so I'm like, okay. So looking at it now, it's probably just because I missed that chance, but I had one dude to fight. I had one guy left over, so what was I supposed to do? Like, the concept of this entire thing is to knock out everybody. And then for some reason I get punished for knocking down everybody, I guess. Or just not quick enough, I guess. It doesn't matter. Either way, knock down the Incredible Bulk and then just beat his ass like you've been doing for the entire fight, practically. Nothing really changes. The fight itself doesn't really change. Which is a little bit annoying, I guess, but I don't know. I still don't mind it, you know. It's like, okay, just let me do my thing. Go away. Let me have my fun, and we'll just continue from that. Also, my cape is completely tattered. Jeez. I thought that thing was supposed to be made out of Kevlar or some shit. Well, that's just a bodysuit, not really his cape, but I could have sworn it was made out of, like, a really strong fabric. Yeah, that's how much this fight means. It's just, I'm over here talking about things that don't mean anything whatsoever. So, oof. I mean, really, nothing really technically crazy happens. You've been doing the same thing you've been doing for, like, the past, 5-6 hours. However long it took you to beat this, so. Actually, hang on one sec. God damn it. Okay, there we go. I hope that's the last time I have to mute my mic. I'm getting so sick of this. I'm going to have to do something about that. But luckily it's Arkham Asylum, so I think it's fine. Either way, yeah, it's just beat them down, bully them. Nothing really changes. You don't even need upgrades for this. You really don't. There's no need for upgrades regardless. You probably won't even use them. Maybe combo battering at best, but, like, that's it. Armored health, like upgraded health, sure. That's just, pretty typical. And yeah, that's it. Once you knock him down, you don't have to hit him anymore. He just goes down like a sack of potatoes. So, that's it. And then I'm going to show you guys that I had no upgrades. You can see on the bottom screen on the bottom left. So, veer your eyes to the bottom left, and you can see no upgrades on hard. And there you go. So, that is it for Batman Arkham Asylum. Batman Return to Arkham Asylum. Oh boy, almost forgot. On hard, no upgrade run. We did it. Alright, so in terms of difficulty, I'm just going to spell this out right now. We're going to make it quick. 2 out of 10. It's not that hard. It's barely even harder than the original game was. Slightly harder, but not by much. Not like by a huge margin. Most of this game can be completed by the normal aspects. I mean, I'll probably have the same problems I had on hard if I played it that way. And I think I'd say it's like 2 out of... It's not really this... It's still 2 out of 10. In terms of what's next, let's talk about what's next. So, for starters, Uncharted 2 on Crushing. I'll be playing off the collection, so we'll be having better looking graphics for it. I'm not playing on PS3. And then after that, the plan is potentially redo Ninja Gaiden Sigma 1. And after that, we'll do DMC 4 and God of War 4. That's the current plan. Things can change. But as far as I know, and as far as I'm planning right now, Uncharted 2 should be next. There should be no reason to not do Uncharted 2 next. I've been putting those off for too long. I think it's time to just finally do it. And then maybe sometime down the road, once we get Uncharted 3 done, we'll go back and maybe do Brutal Mode for all the games. Because that's where the true hard difficulty stuff really starts to kick in. But that is the current plan right now. I don't know of anything else that might pop up in between. So hopefully things go well. And hopefully, I think DMC 4 will be fine. I'm just hoping that God of War 4 is going to be not super annoying like it was the first time I did it. So that's the closest future plan. I say expect Uncharted pretty soon though. Because now that I've gotten this done, I'm just going to go ahead and edit it together and upload it. So it'll be uploaded by tomorrow, which should be the 22nd for you guys. And that'll be the end of Batman. Uncharted will probably start around this week, next week, anytime between then. So, also, if you're curious, if you might have missed it, check out my Let's Play channel, which I did do a stream marathon of all the games I beat throughout Gen 1 of Hardcorean. I beat all those games on hard, so I finished Lollipop Chainsaw, the last one I did. That's the last of Gen 1. You can find out the generations on the channel page of Hardcorean itself, and then you can find the streams that's somewhere in the freaking. It's called Turd Monkey X Hardcore and Generations. That's the playlist. So check it out over there on Turd Monkey, which links down below for all that fun stuff. At least the channel itself. And other than that, I got nothing. Still a cool game, but on hard, it's just slightly harder. There's not much else. It's finally done. I finally beat it. Put off for a while. It's done. All right. Take care, everybody.